I can see you again. Can you hear
Okay.
me? Yeah, it's that when you talk, I have another I have this, so that cancels my voice. So when you tell me I have to put 3 things off before I can answer.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay. Let's try
okay.
this again. Hopefully it won't freeze.
Tell me you did.
Okay. Big deep breath. And slow swan dive down. Whoops. Push all the weight backwards. Now you're going to walk out to plank. And in this plank, you're going to take your left foot and just lift it up and keep your leg long. And then do the same with the right leg. Lift it up, make that leg as straight as you can. And do the other side again. Keep your shoulders over your wrists. And keep your tummy in. Switch legs. Now we're going to do the same thing from a down dog. So in your down dog position, lift your left leg. Keep the hips square. And now go to the right leg up. Keep the leg nice and straight and switch sides again. And again. And now pull forward to plank. You're going to step your knees in so they're right under your hips. You're in a bear pose. Just hold here and breathe while you suck in the stomach. Now come to a down dog. It's a small one. Your heels should be on the floor. Just hold this for a few breaths. Now lift that left leg up. Hips stay square. Elevate high in the toes on the right foot. And put that right heel down and left leg down. Same thing, opposite side. Right leg up. Elevate onto the toes. Put that right leg down. Step your feet back in so you're back into your bear. Now you're going to walk your hands back towards your feet and meet me in a forward fold. Relax your head. Just let it hang out where it wants to go. Now we're going to inhale and extend to a flat back. And do a nice slow reverse swan dive all the way back up. Flip the palms, reach for the ceiling. Bring your hands to heart. You're going to step your left foot forward and get high on the toes on the back foot. So you feel stable. Make sure you've got enough distance between the front and back foot. Fold halfway down. So try to keep your front leg straight for me. And try to stay up with your heel in the back. Now come back up. This is also a little bit of a balance challenge while you move from up to down. Try to keep most of your weight in your front leg. Nice. Now from here, take your hands to your shin and fold all the way down. Maybe the hands get to the floor, but I would like you to stay up on your toes on your back foot. Now from here, extend to a flat back. Reverse swan dive. Arms are going out to the side. Flip the palms, take the hands backwards. So you're trying to pull them out and move them back at the same time. Nice. Now reach them up. So let's get our shoulders, stacked over your hips. So right now we're opening up that right hip flexor. Try to get really long with the torso. Now bring those hands back to heart. You're going to step your back foot in a little bit to the heel. Can be on the floor and start that hinge again. Both feet face forward. Come down halfway and then start to come back up right away. See how your balance works here. Try to stay nice and centered and engaged through the stomach. We're just going to go up and down a few more times. Maybe you're getting a little bit more depth, and if you can, grab it, why not? Now here, you're gonna round the back, over that leg, hands to the floor, just hang out here and breathe. Now you've got both of your legs mainly straight. Then we're going to inhale and extend to a flat back. Hands come off the floor. You're going to come all the way back up, nice and slow. Flip the palms, take the hands backwards. Try to touch both sides of your room with your hands. Nice. Now take the arms up. Take your gaze, look up. Your back heel is down. Bring your hands to heart. You're going to push off that front foot, move it back. Step your right foot forward. High on the toes on the back foot. Straighten your front leg. Let's fold. Come back up. We're just going to do this a few more times. Try to keep that front leg straight. Even though it wants to bend, you got to be the boss. So you'd be getting a nice PMF stretch in that right leg. Okay, this time, come down, go a little further, hands to the shin. Now I want you to release your upper back. Just kind of let it fold over that front leg. Relax your head, most important. Stay up on that heel in the back. Now you're going to inhale and extend to a flat back. From this position, arms come out to the side. Come back up nice and slow and steady. Flip the palms, take them backwards. You're still high on the toes on the back foot. Reach the arms up. Now your shoulders are stacked over the hips. I'm trying to open up your left hip flexor. Right here is where you should be feeling the stretch. Okay, nice slow swan dive back down. Nice and slow and steady. Come all the way down. Drop that back foot, the heel down. Now, if you need to step that foot in a little bit to get the heel down, step it in. Inhale, extend to a flat back. Exhale, pull down over that front leg. Hold here for 5 big, huge breaths. Just let your head go, let it just hang where it wants to. Try to take as much air in each time as you can. Okay, bend your front leg, palms to the floor, step back to a plank. Let's do a little hover, and you go right to up dog. Nice. Tuck the toes under if they're not already. Pull your hips back till they're just over the heels. Once you get them there, slide your palms to the corners, the front corners of your mat. So they're kind of wide. Now see if you can work your armpits a little closer to the floor. Now we're not sitting on our heels. Our spine is nice and long. Okay, come back up onto all fours. Do some cat-cows here. However you like to do them and however you like to hold them is what you should be doing. Try to really round that back as much as you can. Nice. Now we're going to come onto the tops of our feet. Keep your knees exactly where they are and just sit back on your heels and just let the head rest on the floor. So you're in a child's pose. Now think about breathing to release your lower back. Come back up onto all fours. Tuck the toes under. You're going to take your right arm forward and let that palm face the midline of the body. Extend your left leg back. Try to lift that back foot a little higher and get the leg a little straighter. And then let's do the same on the opposite side. So really important as we go from side to side with this exercise that you keep the tummy in. Keep alternating. So once you extend the leg out, you want to get it long and then you want to try to lift it a little higher before you switch to the opposite side. One more on each side. Nice. Now come up onto your knees. We're going to step our left foot forward and bring your hands down inside that front foot. Now you're going to take your right knee and slide it backwards. Let your hips get nice and low. And your left knee can go out to the side a little bit, kind of giving your inner thigh a bit of a release here. Now we're going to do the opposite. We're going to take that left knee and we're going to push it into the left arm. So you're activating the inner thigh. And now we're going to let it go. Just let it hang out towards the left side of the room. Now pull it back into the arm. And then release it. And let's do that one more time. Push it into the arm. So you feel your inner thigh. And now release it. If you can, from this position, lower to the forearms. You don't have to. We're just going to hold here for 5 breaths. Okay, bring the hands back up. Take your left hand to the outside of that foot. Step back plank. From here, do a little hover, right to up dog. Tuck the toes under, meet me in your down dog. Just hang out here for 5 big breaths. I want you to really feel your back expand. Nice. Now come back to plank. Step your right foot forward and take that left knee to the floor. Now you can let this right knee go out to the right a little bit. Should feel good on your inner thigh. Just hold here and breathe. Now you're going to push that right knee to the arm. Push it in. Activate that inner thigh. And then release it. And do it again. Press it in. And let it go. And press it in. And let it go. Just hold here. Enjoy this stretch. If you want to come down onto the forearms, lower there. Just for 5 breaths. Try to really calm your body when you breathe. So you're not fighting the stretch. You just kind of want to give into it. Okay, back up onto the hands. Take that right hand to the outside. Meet me back in your plank. And let's do that little hover, nice and slow, right to up dog. Now you're on the tops of your feet here with your stomach pulling in. If you can, elevate off the knees, just hold here. That'll work for the arms. Keep your gaze just, 2 feet in front of the end of the mat. Keep your glutes tight and the stomach in. Couple of more breaths. Nice. Now, tuck the toes back under. Meet me in your plank. And right back to your down dog. Driving the heels to the floor. Straightening out your legs. Just breathe. Come back to plank. We're going to do pigeon with your right foot coming up behind the left hand and start to slowly slide your left leg backwards. Lower to the forearms. And if you can stretch all the way out and relax the forehead to the floor, you're here 5 breaths. Okay, back up onto the hands, maybe back in your plank. And we're going to switch feet. Left foot behind the right hand. Come on down. Just breathe. Okay, back up onto the hands, maybe back in your plank. Now you're going to just let the feet turn onto their sides. So the heels are down. You're on the sides of both of your feet. Now lift your hips up a few inches and lower them a few inches. Lift up and down. So you're working your right oblique muscle. Just on the waistband of your pants is where you should be feeling this. Moving up and down a few more times. Now come back onto the toes and go right into your down dog. Just relax here for 5 big breaths. Come back to your plank. Let the heels go to the opposite side. Let the hips come up and down an inch. Make the movement nice and slow. Come back up onto the toes. Right back to down dog. Come back to plank. Lower to the forearms. Try not to put the knees down. Hold here and breathe. Now I'm going to have you walk your feet together so the heels and toes are touching. We're going to lift our butt up an inch and then lower the right hip without moving the feet. Lift the hips back up. Stay on that same side. Right side goes up and then down and back up. Just keep repeating it a few more times. Okay, square out the hips, come back up onto the hands and go right to down dog. Keep the feet together. Pull forward to plank. Come back down onto the forearms. Make sure your heels are touching. Butt up. Left hip goes down towards the floor. It's not a big move. You should feel it if you just drop that hip a little bit. Couple more. Now hold your low plank. Put the knees down. Walk your forearms back towards your knees, right into a child's pose. Just breathe. Come back up onto all fours. Do a few cat-cows, just to stretch out that lower back. Keep the stomach pulling up and in. Okay, kick your feet off to the side, have a seat. You're gonna extend your legs all the way out to the corners of your mat and flex your feet. Sit up nice and tall, so your spine is long. Bring the arms forward. So you should feel those sit bones digging into your mat. Raise the arms up a little bit. Raise them up a little bit more. And as high up as you can get them. So now you're trying to lengthen your spine. Keep the tummy working. You got to suck it in. You got to figure that out. Now bring the arms back so they're parallel to the floor and lift them back up again. Reach, reach, reach like you're trying to touch your ceiling while you keep the stomach in. Lower and lift. Now lower all the way down. Take the hands back behind you. Try to scoot them back till you feel a nice proud chest and you're leaning forward. I'll show you the side view. So I'm leaning back, opening my chest, and I'm just looking straight out to the edge of my ceiling. So my neck is long. Just hold that. Nice. Now bring the hands forward. Now you're going to round your back. So you're going to suck in the stomach and start to slowly descend towards the floor. You want to keep this as slow as you can. Now, once you get your shoulder blades touching the mat, not the shoulders, just the blades, I want you to start to round back up again. Keep your spine rounding and dive forward between the legs. Hold this, legs are straight, feet are flexed. Keep inching those hands further out. Now, slowly walk the hands back. You're going to take your feet really wide. We're going to try to do the same thing with our legs spread. So you're going to C-curve the spine, start to come down nice and slow, just till the shoulder blades touch the floor, and then you start to come back up. Use your breath to help you get up. Now dive forward. You can let your forearms relax to the mat. And let that head hang out where it wants to. So big stretch for the inner thighs here. Now, even in this position, I want you to pull in your stomach. To develop those muscles, the six-pack muscle, always want to pull up and in. Okay, we're going to walk it back up. We're going to take the right hand outside of that right leg. You're going to take your left hand around the outside of that right foot. Lean in, look at your knee. And just sort of play around with this angle. We're trying to stretch out the quadratus lumborum muscle, which is sort of towards the side of the lower back, but it's very deep. And sometimes you just kind of have to twist around or wiggle around till you feel a nice pull just above the waistband of your pants on that left side. Sometimes if that muscle is tight, it goes right down the hip. And you think, oh my goodness, my hip is sore, but it's typically not the hip, it's the tendons and muscles above or below the hip that are aggravated. Okay, let's come up. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So left hand outside the left foot, right hand to grab the outside of that left foot. Take your gaze towards the knee. Now just sort of play around with the angle. Once you feel it, you just kind of want to hold and breathe. Okay, slide it back up. Boy, that felt good. Now we're going to come down one last time. Just walk it down nice and slow. Just go where you can and enjoy. 5 big breaths. Toes point up to the ceiling and your feet are still flexed. Okay, walk it back up. You're going to bring the feet together. We're going to take that right foot and step it inside your left leg. Sit up as tall as you can. Now, walk it out. Spine stays long. And if you want to open up this left leg a little bit, you can. Walk it out. And if you can get your forearms down, lower them. Just hang out here and breathe. If you have more room to walk the hands out further, go for it. Okay, come back up. Extend the right leg out and pull your left foot in. Walk it out. Okay, come on back up. You're going to bring both of your legs, both your feet together. Come on down nice and slow. Keep your legs bent. Your arms are on the floor by your side. You're just going to rock the legs to the right and bring them back up. Rock them over to the left. This is a great way to get a nice gluteal massage. Just go side to side. And it's not about forcing, it's not about having the knees get all the way to the floor. Just go till it feels good. And then do the same on the opposite side. One more time. Okay, now, lying in this position, we're just going to spread our feet hip width apart. You're going to do the same thing. Let the knees go right. So you should be feeling a little stretch over the top of that left hip. And then do the same on the other side. And just keep oscillating between the two. And it's not about going quickly. You can always find sore spots when you slow things down and maybe hang out where you feel tightness. Okay, so bring the knees back up. We're going to do the figure 4 stretch. So you take your left foot to your right thigh. Flex the left foot. Now, before you lift the right foot off the floor, I want you to try to push your left knee forward. Keep that activation and then bring the right knee into the chest. Okay, take that right foot to the floor. Cross your left knee over the right knee. So you just slide it over. Bring both knees into the chest. Now, if you can here, I want you to flex your feet and grab hold of the outside of each foot with your hands. And try to use your hands to pull your feet towards you. Push them in, holding with the legs crossed. Different angle around the lower part of the hip, especially on the right side. It should feel really good. Okay, release the feet, uncross. So your feet are hip width apart. You're going to cross the right foot on top of that left leg this time. Push your right knee forward and then bring your left knee in. Figure 4 stretch. You always want to try to enhance what you got going on, right? So the more you breathe, the more you relax, the beneficial the class becomes. It's always about how you breathe. Okay, let's take that left foot down, slide the right leg down so you're crossed at the knee. Bring the knees up and in towards the chest. Flex your feet. Grab hold of the outsides of your feet with your hands and try to move them closer towards your butt. Keep the shoulders relaxed. Okay, release the feet back to the floor. Your feet are hip width apart. You're going to cross your right knee over the left. Make the bend in the legs quite a bit smaller and let the knees go towards, not on, but towards the right side. Let's open up this left arm at a 45-degree angle, get it nice and long. This is stretching all over the top of the hip. Your gluteal, right by your hip bone. So use that right leg to guide the left one towards the floor. Okay, let's bring that arm back in, uncross the legs, and then come back up onto the mat. We're going to do the opposite side. So you're going to cross the left knee over the right, make the bend in the legs smaller, guide the legs towards the left, open out the right arm. Really reach that arm. If you really want the benefit of a chest stretch, which really helps our posture, you want to really try to reach that arm as best as you can away from the body. Use that left leg to guide the right knee towards the floor, maybe a tiny bit more. Maybe you switch up the angle of the arm a little bit. Okay, let's bring the arm in, uncross the legs, then bring them back up. We're going to connect the bottoms of our feet with our legs bent. And you're going to just let the knees splay out to the side. So try to let the inner thighs go, like try to just relax them. We're here for 5 big breaths. And if you feel your knees getting closer to the floor when you exhale out, bravo. Now we're going to take 3 belly breaths with our legs in this position. So a belly breath means you're going to take as much air into the tummy as you can. And breathe really hard. Just breathe. So you want to feel your tummy filling with air. And then let it go. Do that one more time. Big, huge belly breath in. So you're puffing the belly up towards the ceiling. And then release it. Okay, extend your legs all the way down along the floor and point your toes. Take your arms all the way back behind you. Your palms are going to face. Spread your fingers wide. And just hover the thumbs above the floor. They don't need to be on the floor. Point your toes and press your stomach down actively. Don't just rely on gravity here. I want you to pull it down. Now your arms are going to start to come back up. Your stomach is going to stay down. You're going to lift your head. You're going to bring the arms forward. Suck in the belly. And dive through your legs one last time. So your back is rounding. Just breathe here for a sec. Now walk it back up. We did it. Bring your feet together. Come up onto your toes. And go right into a full forward fold. Straighten out those legs. Let the torso just fold into the legs. Your head is nice and relaxed and your neck is long. Take your hands above the knees, lift your head first, come up nice and slow, and take a big deep breath. I thank you so much for your power and strength. Yay, we did it. Woohoo!
Okie doke.
Have a great day.
Thank you, you too.
Mwah.
Thank you for your private class.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for being here.
Bye.
Bye.